welcome to our stage, Robert Fieseler.
The arson fire I write about, which took place at a gay bar called the Upstairs Lounge, claimed 32 lives and injured 15 others on the night of June 24th, 1973, so 45 years ago tomorrow. Here were a few other stories swept under the rug. The niece of an Upstairs Lounge victim named Mary David learned of her beloved uncle, Glenn Green's favorite bar burning to the ground in New Orleans, and she knew he was gay. When he'd explained to her in a long-distance phone call, he said to her, "Mary, I love with my heart, not with my eyes." She knew what he meant. Seeing the fire on TV, Mary flew from Pontiac, Michigan to the Big Easy, though she'd never been to the city before, with $10 to her name, and she was forced to wait days until an official let her into the morgue. And she did find her uncle's body. And she identified him through a piece of jewelry, a family heirloom, and she brought him home to Michigan for a hero's burial. And this is his picture. He was a Navy veteran. With all of this context, even the existence of those who'd prefer to look away because it's easier in the present day, consider the Upstairs Lounge now for the last time as it smolders and burns in the past, and see what truly happened. See a group of bar patrons living in a society with an innate characteristic that they could not rid of themselves, and so they lived invisibly. And then those invisible men were then murdered in an intentional fire. And then all memory of those murdered men in this society for years was wiped away from the slate of history. Shakespeare once wrote, "Men are as the time is," and that was as true in the 1600s as it is today. It's a little sexist, actually, so we'll say humans are as the time is, adapting it. But history reminds us to never be self-satisfied with ourselves in the present moment, okay? Most do not consider that the coincidence of our births aligns with our deepest beliefs and biases. And a bias I had to get over as an LGBT historian writing this book was the bias that often happens when you try to write a book of history and you end up writing a book of activism, and that is the bias of inevitable victory, okay? You've probably heard this phrase before: the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. That is a beautiful, beautiful statement from MLK. And remember, the lyrics of Fellowship that Upstairs Lounge patrons Ferris LeBlanc and Bill Larson were singing with their friends at a fateful bar seconds before a fire claimed them all. And I implore you to hear them. They sang, they were singing, "United we stand, divided we fall." Thank you.